update. Alex, would you please kindly turn on the recording?
Yes, I just turned it on.
Wonderful, thank you. So allow me to share my screen and I can give you, oh, hi Dino. Then I can give you a little bit of background information and reminder of what a successful entry consists of. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yep.
Wonderful. So as part of the organizing committee of the 2022 GYC, it is my pleasure to welcome our instructor for the day, Mr. Alex Chen. Before I give the mic to him, I would like to introduce the GYC and then remind you of the important information and dates. So this year's topic, GYC 2022, is AI and the future of humankind. And the live final will be conducted on March 25th, 2022, which is this year in a couple of months. You can find all kinds of useful tips, information on our website at www.theglobalyouth.org. So the GYC is a not-for-profit foundation, and our aim is to provide you guys, the youth from around the world, with a platform to discuss ideas, to express your idea, and to come up with solutions to current issues affecting the world and humankind. And each year, the competition will be surrounded by a topic, and which will be the focus of your submission. I'd like to remind you that last year, it was 2 years ago, it was about COVID-19. Last year, about world peace, which were very successful competition. And this year, as I mentioned, the topic is AI and the future of humankind. Now, to participate in the GYC, there are two ways. One as a competitor and one as a volunteer. Now, you can join us for the roundtable for the volunteers at 10 o'clock after the masterclass session. But right now, we're going to be focusing on the competitors and how you can discuss and perfect your entry. As a competitor, you are required to enter the competition with your submission. That can be a 300 to 500 word essay or a piece of artwork, photography, drawing, that is all okay, plus a 1-minute video. The purpose behind the 1-minute video is to give yourself the platform to explain your submission. What is your idea? What are your thoughts? And to give you the platform to complement either your essay or your artwork. You can submit your entry by email. We will ask you to provide either your essay or your artwork. Now for the video, because it can get quite large, so we would ask you to upload it to YouTube or Bilibili or any of the platform that would generate a link. So when you do submit your entry, please include the link to your video. You can submit your entry to submit2022@theglobalyouth.org. And the subject line, we will ask you to write competitor, your legal name, as well as your country, such as this example. As a competitor, I would point you out to the important dates. First, we have extended the deadline for competitor registration, which will be February 7th, so in about 2 weeks. And the submission deadline will be February 15th. So please be mindful of those dates. Again, you can see all the dates clearly listed on our website. Now, the finalists, actually the top 16 finalists announcement will be made on the last day of February 28th. And again, the live final will be streamed on YouTube and Bilibili, and that will be done on March 25th, which is a Friday. And by February 8th, the top 25% of the winner will be announced, and all communication will be done by email So please kindly check your email, and we would also send reminders and important information to the email that you have registered with. Now, today is the first session of the Masterclass, and the purpose of the Masterclass is to help you to improve different skills. And today, I believe we're looking at essay writing and presentation skills, and to help you to perfect your entry to get a better result and to ultimately expand your idea and expand your mind. I'd like to remind everybody, again, this is the first session. Next week, you're welcome to join us again, and we would encourage you to do so. Next week, we have a wonderful instructor, teacher that will be who will be talking about poster creation. So as you can see, we have the wonderful Mr. Alex Chen. He is a graduate of the Ivy Business School from Western University, and he is currently a member of the business faculty at Toronto Central Academy and the Arrowdale Academy. He has many years of working experience in the corporate world, as well as teaching experience in Canada and overseas. He's especially passionate about using business to better the world, and he often uses Ivy case studies, Ivy case studies in his courses. And his aim is to bring out the best out of his students. And we have seen a wonderful results. Alex, if you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Christine. Everybody, let's give Christine a little round of applause. Thanks for your introduction.
Thank you very much.
All right. So as Christine introduced, my name is Alex Chen. You can call me Mr. Chen. And today I'm going to be your workshop host. I'll be talking about how to write a good essay and how to have a good video setup for your self-introduction video. All right, so I started with a quick poll just to see how you guys are doing. And let's look at what you said. Hey, so people today feeling happy, feeling excited and good and interested. Well, I'm very happy about that. I know it's your weekend, and I have to give you guys a big thumbs up, a big gold star for coming here on your weekend, right? It shows that you are very interested in learning and in important topics like AI and our future of humankind. So, gold star to you guys. The second question here. So I see that about 70% of you have participated in the Global Youth Challenge before, and 30% are first times. That's very interesting. So that means that you must have enjoyed the Global Youth Challenge last year, and now you're back, and I'm very happy to see that. If you didn't make it to the finalists last year, that's okay. You can keep working and improving this year. All right. So our agenda here. First, I want to discuss about topic ideas. We can't really start talking about your essay if you don't know what you want to write about. So we'll start with the topic ideas. Then I'll talk about having an inspiring vision. So we need a strong start. You need a very inspiring idea. Then you can start your essay. After that, we'll talk about the submission options. So as Christine mentioned, it's not just an essay that you could do. You could also do an artwork. So even though today I'm talking about the essay, I just want to make clear that the essay is not the only option. You have other options. And finally, we'll talk about your video speech. Okay, so to start with a quick warmer. Why are you joining the Global Youth Challenge this year? And what do you hope to learn? Please send your answers in the chat. I would love to see what you say. So I'll give you a few minutes. Take your time. You can write your answers and send it in the chat. All right. Thank you, everybody, for sharing why you want to join the Global Youth Challenge this year. So we have many different answers, many different reasons, and I think they're all great reasons. So learning more about AI, of course, if you're doing this challenge, you're going to research AI a lot. So Thian and Stephen mentioned that. Zainab says, I love challenges. That's great. This is a good challenge for you to take on. Derek and Rosalina mentioned improving presentation skills. Yes, definitely. And we'll talk about that today too. Ethan, I like this one. Change people's lives. So that's called an inspiring vision, a big vision that can really motivate people. So I like that a lot. Share knowledge and learn from others around the world. That one's from Cameron, which is great. So Thian, I know this is your second year, and I saw Thian many times last year in the workshops. Thian, could you speak a little bit about your experience doing the GYC last year? What was that like for you?
Of course, of course. To be honest, when I participated in the GYC last year, my expectation wasn't that much. I simply wanted to face some challenges and to have more accomplishments to add them to be added in my CV. But after several workshops, I have learned lots of things, lots of great things. I have expanded my writing skills. And to me, all of those experiences are precious and worthless to me. And that's the reason, that's what inspired me to return this year.
Oh, thank you, Thian. I'm happy to see you again. Okay. I also see one of my students here. I was surprised to see him. Lucas, you didn't message the chat. So can you tell us why are you interested in joining this GYC this year?
Uh, I don't know how can I gonna say. Maybe I guess you are here, so that's why I'm here.
Did you know I would be here?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't tell you I would be here.
Yeah.
So you're here because you love artificial intelligence?
Yes. I'm interested.
Okay. Thanks, Lucas. All right. Let's talk about your ideas now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures here. I'll give you a minute. Think about what these pictures mean, what they represent. Okay, you can just think in your head. It's okay, you don't need to message in the chat. But think about it, what do these pictures represent and how might they be related to AI? All right, you got a minute to think about it. So let's look at these. First, we have AI and business. I taught an international business course last semester, and we talked a little bit about how AI is changing the business world. For example, when you go to the grocery store, there are robot cashiers now. So you don't have to you don't have to pay the bill to like a person, you pay it to a machine. That's related to AI. AI can help with sciences for sure. Languages, right? So a lot of AI can help with translation and social sciences like history, geography, those kinds of topics. Health is definitely a big one. Maybe we can have robot doctors. And arts. So there are now robot artists or computer artists that can make art or even like music, videos, AI video making software. So AI can affect pretty much everything in our lives. And these are just 6. By the way, there are a lot more. If you think of other areas that AI can affect, that's great. So do you know your topic for the Global Eve Challenge? I'm going to do a poll here. You can just answer a quick yes or no. And if you know your topic, can you please message your topic in the chat? All right. If you don't know your topic, here are 6 ideas for you. Okay. Right. I see here about more than half don't know their topic. So if you don't know your topic yet, I want you to just pick a topic. All right. Because if we're going to start talking about your essay and your you need to have your topic, right? Before you can do your essay. That's the first thing. So think of a topic. And once you have your topic, message your topic in the chat, please. So your topic, I see many people said business, right? Okay, so you can say how AI affects business.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
No. So I believe the topic was how AI can positively and negatively affect mankind.
Yes. And which subject do you want to do?
Business.
Great. Do you have any idea in business how AI can affect?
No. For example, like cashiers, they can like people also can replace. For example, like people at the gas station to be robots.
Yes, for sure. Robots are a something we'll see in the future more and more of. Great. Thank you, Sydney. All right. So I think Sydney was like, how come nobody's talking? I was waiting for more people to send your topic. Thean, did you want to say something?
Yes. Okay. You know, that is because I thought that you would call someone. So yeah. So my topic is also about AI in business. And my idea is about how AI can help analysts to handle the analytic works. You know that there are different factors related to how there are different factors that could have an impact, both positively and negatively impact on the business work of a company or an incorporate. And that's and not sometimes in most of the cases, no matter how good you can be, how you might be an expert in analyzing, but you can only see and reflect one part of the whole picture. So that should be what we could expect from the AI. The artificial intelligence will provide you with a completely objective and multi-dimensional viewpoint that could help us understand, oh, just how could our business boost, how the potential of that business segment. And yeah, as a result, our business could benefit a lot from thanks to AI.
Great. Thanks, Thean. Have you heard of big data before?
Indeed, yes. I mean, this is industry 4.0 era after.
Yeah, so what Thean is saying sounds like big data to me, using big data to make analysis and make decisions. Yes, that's a very exciting topic. So I think that's a great topic for our GYC this year.
Thank you.
All right, I also see Zainab. Would you like to speak?
Hi. Yes, please. So some people are talking about how AI affects it positively, and I'm doing positive, and there's also going to be like a negative side. Like for example, in business, if the AI was in corrupt hands, business deals could be stolen through spying, like through the AI. AI could like inform other businesses of these business deals, and then they'd want to come and buy the business because they know that, and they might have attained that illegally because they didn't attain that publicly. So I wondered if that's an okay topic.
Yes, definitely. And we see, information security being a greater and greater issue now in the world. So if AI tools get in the wrong hands, right, they could very easily be used for negative purposes. And yes, I think that's a very important topic to mention. Thanks, Zainab. Okay, so I had a quick tally up of what you guys said. And it seems like we have many students who are interested in the business topic for how AI affects business. We have a few for languages, health, and science and art. Okay. Yes, I mean, today you don't have to be fixed on your idea today. So if like tomorrow or next week, you suddenly have a great idea, a great new idea for another topic, it's okay to change your topic. You still have a lot of time before you need to submit, but try to get your topic set sooner rather than later so you can start working on your essay or your artwork. Okay, thank you everybody for sharing. So next, I want to talk about making your idea more inspiring. All right, so instead of just saying, my topic is how AI will affect business, I want you to make it big, but also personal. I want you to make it relatable to yourself, to normal people, but also exciting. Think about these four, okay? Big, but personal. So it's like it affects everybody, but it also affects you personally. It's really relatable, you know, it's down to earth. We can all relate to it, but it's also really exciting, something like that. So I'm going to give you an example of a boring vision. Okay, this one's not a good vision. So here, I want to talk about AI and healthcare because AI can make healthcare more effective and cheaper. Okay, so can you make this better? I'll even add another example for you here. Since many of you are choosing business, right? I'll do a boring business example here. I want to talk about how AI can improve businesses. Right, that's pretty boring. So think about how you can make either of these.
Hey.
Think about how you can make either of these big, personal, relatable, and exciting. All right. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it, and then you can write your, like change this, write it, and write a new one and send it into the chat. Just pick one. You don't have to do both. All right, you have some time to think about how you could change this. Now, maybe you're not finished thinking about it yet. That's okay. So I see in the chat, we have a couple students. Vi says, I want to talk about how AI can impact how business functions and deliver its role. Okay, so Vi, I think yours is very logical right now, but I want it to be more inspiring, more emotional. Okay. Cameron says, AI can help us build a global business, which helps everyone with sustainable development. Okay, so that is big. I like that. It's making it big and exciting. Good. Now, what you need to add, Cameron, is making it personal and relatable. You need that in there too. Otherwise, people will think, okay, you have a big idea, but like, why should I care? So you have to make it relatable as well. Zainab says, I believe that the continuing progression in AI could lead to the end of disabilities while giving us healing breakthroughs. Oh, okay. So it's very big, it's exciting. I think you can, as well, same as Cameron, you can improve on the personal relatable part. So now that you've thought about it, I will show you a good example of an inspiring vision, and you can compare the differences. So here's one. I want to talk about the impact of AI on healthcare because everyone cares deeply about their health. So we see this is very personal and relatable, right? It's something everyone can relate to. So about their health and the health of their loved ones. AI can greatly improve access to healthcare services for the poor and decrease mistakes through robot doctors. So we can see this is now for the poor, right? That's big, and it can decrease mistakes. That's exciting. So it hits all four. It's big and exciting, but it's also personal and relatable. Right, I see Derek sent one. I want to take this chance to revolutionize everyone's perspective on AI to create a smoother environment in the business world. Therefore, create more easier process of setting up a business. All right, so again, Derek, same as Zainab and Cameron, is big and exciting, but you need to make it personal and relatable. Why should the normal small person care? Why should your average citizen care? Think about that. It has to be big and relatable, exciting and personal. So now that you see this example, it's your turn, all right? So I want you to try again, and this time make your topic, make your vision both big and relatable, big and personal, relatable and exciting. Try again. Okay, so think about how your topic can relate to each individual person in the world, as well as how it is exciting for the whole group of people. All right, so you can think about your new vision and send it to the chat when you're ready. All right, everybody. Let's have a look at these 3 examples. So the first example we have is from Sydney Peng. She says, AI can improve the system of business because everyone goes shopping at some point in their life. The replacement of robots to cashiers can greatly improve the quality of their work, as well as being more efficient as a whole. Okay, so Sydney, I like how you are making it very relatable and personal now. I do think it's not as big and exciting as it could be. So, shopping, just your normal cashier, that sounds kind of boring, right? So how can we make it more exciting, more big? Maybe we could say something like, how many times do we go, or like this, how much time do people waste lining up? What if we could save so much time by not lining up at the store, thanks to robot cashiers, right? So everybody would save so much more time. For businesses as well, how much money do they need to spend every year on cashiers, right? What if these cashiers could do more important jobs instead of just counting money? And they might make mistakes when counting money, but robot cashiers could replace them. So you see how this is very exciting now, right? It's much bigger. Stores are saving a lot of money every year by replacing the cashiers with the robots. The quality will be higher because robots aren't going to make mistakes with counting money. And everybody saves so much more time. If every week you spend 1 hour in line, then in a year you could save 52 hours thanks to these robot cashiers. So that's what we mean by making it big, but also personal, inspiring, and relatable. Does that help, Sydney?
Yes. So
Great.
you don't need to pay like salaries to robots.
Exactly.
That's how you save money.
Yes. Okay.
1 minute.
Second, we have one from Zainab. Let's see. Everyone cares very much for their friends and family, especially if they have some kind of disability, whether it's mental or physical. Good, it's very relatable and personal here. Through AI progression and the increasing discoveries of healing breakthrough, certain devices and programs can be made to aid our disabled family and friends. Okay, so this is very personal, good, and it is relatable. Maybe you don't know this yet, you need to do more research, but find out what is the exciting part. How does AI really help here? So I can give you some hypotheses to research, some guesses to research. Oh, Zainab, you want to speak about this?
Yeah, sorry. It's just while I was doing AI research like the other day, I read something. I don't know if the source is really good, but I read something that's like for someone who's blind or can't see, there can be a sort of AI that can describe the room to them or something like that. So did you want me to include stuff like that in the vision?
So in your thesis, everybody, in your essay, the first paragraph of your essay, you will list your main points of how AI can help. So in this case, in your first paragraph, you will put what you just wrote there. And then afterwards, you can say like, okay, so AI will aid our disabled family and friends in 2 ways or in 3 ways. 1, helping the blind see. 2, helping the deaf hear, something like that. So you will list your main points afterwards. Does that answer your question, Zainab?
Yes, but I have one more question. Do you mind?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you put like, let's say if you think that there's only like one main positive point for AI and then other negative points, can you like mix them together?
Yes, I highly encourage everybody to talk about both the positive and the negative, because nothing is purely great. And nothing is purely bad. Okay, the real world is much more complex. It's not black and white. So when you can show the judges, not just the judges, but in our school, right? When you're writing an essay, or in the real world, when you're doing research, you always need to show the other side to show that you've considered the consequences, the negative parts. If you only speak, yeah, this is great, 100% great. People will be like, did you research the other side, right? They're gonna doubt you. They're gonna think, did you do your research thoroughly? So yes, I highly encourage you. In the case of like Zainab's here, you might say that like AI has really great potential to help with disability, caring for people with disabilities. However, we also need to be aware of the risks. And then you can give one main point for how it can help. So the example of helping blind people see. But then you also say one negative of how AI relates here. And then you can, in your conclusion, give your opinion. So you say, based on the positives and the negatives, I think that AI is better, or you think the pros outweigh the con, or the cons outweigh the pro. Great, very good question, Zainab.
Thank you.
All right. We'll look at the last example here. I want to talk about the impact of AI on business, because economic basis is everyone's requirement and what people think of first and foremost. Okay, AI plays a vital role in the current world of the Industrial Revolution 4.0. And in every individual's business specifically, it can help connect each individual business with big data, enhancing business thriving opportunities and limiting the potential drawbacks. Therefore, those using AI as a supportive tool in business can succeed easily, even in the current context. Okay. So for this one, I see it's very, very big for sure. It sounds very exciting. You're talking about new things like the 4.0, big data. I think what this is missing though is, what is the problem? You need to make the problem more personal. So you might say here that like in our modern business world, we have so much data to analyze. It is so easy to collect data. Data is cheap, but actually analyzing that data is really, really hard. And it's really expensive to hire some kind of computer scientist or data analyst to analyze your data for you so you can make some important business decisions. And that's why AI is so exciting, because now your small business owner can get some AI software to do this analysis for you. You don't have to hire, you don't have to pay like $100,000 a year salary to some computer scientist to do your data analysis for you. You can just buy a software, and like any small business owner can afford this, right? So that's exciting. It's like, wow, you're making this big data analysis available to your small business owner. Okay, I forgot whose this one was. Was this Thean's? Yes, that one was Thean's. Does that help you, Thean?
Yes, very much. I
Great.
have just taken note.
Great. After Thean, I saw Derek and Eason and Cameron also sent. Okay. I will, just looking at the time, this is very important. So it's great that we are getting your topics set in. I will quickly give some feedback to the other students, but I want to get on to the next as well. So Derek says, I want to take this chance and address the impact and threats that AI creates to business. Okay. Therefore, everyone who plans to step foot in the business world or improve their business as a whole can benefit. Great. So be more specific now. How specifically is AI going to affect the business. So Thean talked about big data analysis, making that available to the small business owner. Okay. Think about your specific example. Sydney talked about like cashiers and robot cashiers and how that saves everybody time and money. So think about that. Eason says, I want to talk about how AI is affecting people's lives little by little. With the development of AI, how convenient people's lives will be. Is this good or bad? These are all worth discussing. Great. So I want you especially then to emphasize the bad. So you want to go against what people think. Most people will think that, oh, our life will be more convenient. That's good, right? So if your essay topic is, yes, AI makes our lives more convenient and it's good, it's not very exciting, right? It's not new. People will be like, okay, we already know that. But if you say, oh, actually, if AI makes our lives too convenient, it could be a bad thing, right? And if you say that in your essay, everybody will be paying very careful attention to what you say. Think about that. Cameron says, AI can assist us in eliminating poverty among the world. Wow, so that's very exciting. By building a global business which allows everyone to grow equally with sustainable development. This can help us build eco-friendly environment. Yes, good, I like this. It's personal, it's big, it's inspiring. So, something about the winners of the challenge usually is they have a very big vision, okay? And Cameron here has a very big vision. As a judge, I'm not a judge, but if I were a judge, looking at the different topic submissions, I would be very interested in Cameron's submission because we're talking about ending global poverty here. Like, wow, what an exciting topic to talk about. So that's why I encourage everybody as well. Try to make your topic bigger. Try to help more people. The more people you can help, the better it is. The more that people will be interested. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your vision. So I'm just checking the time. We have about 30 minutes left. Let's keep going then. So for the submission, part 1, you can choose an essay or a creative work. Today, we'll talk about the essay, all right? Next week, a different teacher will come and talk about art. But I just want to remind everybody, right? Aside from essay, you could do a video, for example. So in the last couple of years, we've had finalists who submitted an animation video. You could do art. So both first place winners from the last 2 years submitted an art piece. Now, it's not just because their art piece was very beautiful. It's also because they were very articulate. They were very well spoken in their message, and they had like a big inspiring vision when they talked about their art piece. You could do a song. Okay, so we had a finalist last year who composed a song, and it was awesome. We all really enjoyed it. You could write a story. So we've had finalists as well who wrote like a short story or a fictional story to illustrate a point. Or you could even have a poem. So we had a finalist last year who was really into spoken word, and she wrote a really nice poem. And then she also explained her poem more in her essay. So she did like a poem and essay together. So these are all ideas for you. And I really encourage you to go more creative. Even though I'm talking about the essay, with an essay, most students are going to submit an essay. I would say if you have 10 students, right, probably 8 students will be doing the essay. So it's very hard for you to stand out from everybody else if you're also doing an essay. Not so many students do the like video or music or story or poem. So if you can do one of these, automatically, you will stand out more. So that's just some advice for you there. Okay. What was this? If you pick art, music, or poem, please write a short description to explain it more. Okay, so like if you draw an art, you also need to write a little description to explain, oh, you know, in this art piece, I drew this because da 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 da, and then explain your art piece a little bit. All right. Video making tools. I'm just going to send this to you in the chat and you can save it for your own reference. These are video making tools. So I've taught business and I've taught presentation skills before. And in there we had to, well, I had the students make animation videos and video presentations. So the students found some really good tools like Animaker, Powtoon, and Canva. These are all good tools to help you make videos. Canva specifically is better for like infographics. You could also make PowerPoint videos with it. But anyway, I just wanted to share these resources with you so you can check it out and see if it's useful for you. All right, essays. Let's see, 9:32. So I want to put you into groups to discuss this question, all right? What are good things to do in an essay and bad things to avoid in an essay? And I want one person in each group to write down your answers to share with the class after. So I'll give you 10 minutes to discuss with your group. And when you go to your group, of course, you might not know each other. So just introduce yourself, say hello, and try to think of 3 things that we should do in an essay and 3 things we should not do in an essay. So goal, 3 do's, 3 don'ts. That will be your goal as a team. And I will give you 10 minutes to think of that. So right now it's 9:34, we'll say. We'll come back at 9:44. All right. I have invited you to your teams. You can go talk to your team members.
We said use our personal opinion and solutions to the problem.
Yeah.
For the don'ts is don't use like repetition of words or ideas.
Okay. Great. Anything else?
And plagiarism, so don't copy other people's work. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all we
plagiarize. Thanks, Derek. Yes, I agree. So I think you can give your personal opinion and solutions, but give factual evidence. That's the important part. So for example, if you say, right, I think AI will be very negative for healthcare. Okay, sure. Then give your factual evidence to support that. That's the important part. For being repetitive, yes, you know, don't say the same thing over and over again in the body. So in the body, repetitive, but your introduction and your conclusion should be repeating each other. So in your conclusion, you're basically repeating what you said in your introduction. That is okay. Okay, thank you, everybody. So here's my essay advice for you guys. As you know, it should be 300 to 500 words. It's actually not that much. So this is a very short essay. You have to be very concise with your words. So the structure will be your introduction, where you introduce your topic and thesis. So your topic is your vision, basically. Talk about your big vision and how it's also relatable and personal to each person. And then in your thesis, you will talk about your specific examples. So, if you say like AI will help healthcare, specifically, it can help blind people see better. That would be an example of your thesis. You would also mention maybe the good part is that it can help people see better, but the bad part is something, whatever. So that is your thesis. Then you have your body. So to continue the example, maybe your first paragraph is talking about the good points of AI. Oh, AI can help blind people see better through da 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 da. And this will improve their lives, da 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 da. And then the second body paragraph could be the negative aspects. But AI also has some risks. It might lead to information stealing, da 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 da. So one paragraph for your first point, another paragraph for your second point. If you can fit in a third body paragraph, maybe you could do that. But I think 300 to 500 words is quite short. So you might only be able to do 2 paragraphs. And then your conclusion. So your conclusion, you are repeating the introduction. So just summarize your key points. So in conclusion, AI has these benefits and these risks, and restate your thesis. But I think AI has the benefits are greater than the risks. And so I think AI can be very helpful for healthcare, something like that. That would be the structure of your essay. Some other advice, give real life examples. All right. So if you say that AI can have robot cashiers, save people lots of time and save businesses money, give an example of a real company that uses robot cashiers. So you might say, like, for example, Walmart has used robot cashiers for 1 year now, and they've had a lot of success with it. So try to give a real life example. Or if you say they can help blind people see, maybe see if you can find an example of a person who actually uses it. Your thesis should have 2 to 3 points. Probably 2 is better. I would say 1 about the positive, 1 about the negative, and then end with a call to action. So what that means is ask the reader to do something at the end. For example, you might say, now that you know more about robot cashiers, the next time you go to a grocery store, look for a robot cashier. Like, tell them to do something. Or if you say, like, AI can really help small business owners with analyzing big data, right? You might say, so now that you know about this, why don't you go research some big data software tools that you could use for your small business? Something like that. That's a much more exciting ending than just, I'm finished, right? A lot of times people, they have a really weak ending, and the ending being weak makes it not very memorable. So try to have a strong ending by asking the reader to do something. And of course, check your essay for grammar and spelling. All right. Does anybody have questions about the essay? Okay, great. So I will put this in the chat for you as well, just in case you want to save this. There we go. We don't have very much time left, so I will talk about video speech do's and don'ts. So some advice here. It's very important that your self-introduction video, you have a good video setup. And I realized actually somebody just asked me earlier, what is our video about? So I guess I'll explain that again here. Your self-introduction video is to introduce yourself and your topic. It should be like 1 to 2 minutes long. And it's really important you have a good professional setup. So your camera should be around eye level. So look at my camera, right? It's very much at my eye level. Sometimes students are like this. Okay, so that's not good. This is not good. Or sometimes it's like too low and like you just see their neck. That's also not good. All right, so be square in the camera. The light should be in front of you, not behind you. So you see I have very good light on my face. That's because my light is over there behind me. I can show you. Right, so there's some strong lights over there. If the light was behind me, then you would see a big shadow on my face and that would not be good. We should be able to see both your face and hands. So sometimes students are like too close to the camera and then they're talking, but we can't see anything except like you don't want to be too close. So you can go a bit further so you can see your hands and talk with your hands too, because it's very attractive, right? And in your video speech, you want to attract the attention of the judge. And of course, smile. You should enjoy your time here. You know, it's a fun challenge to do. You can learn a lot and enjoy it. So I'm going to show you an example of a self-introduction video, since I'm sure you all want to see an example. This is from one of the finalists last year. Her name is Leslie, and this is her self-introduction video. Okay, so here we go. She just used her phone to take it. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nyamhanguha. My English name is Leslie. I'm a 16-year-old student who is studying in the Arendelle Academy. I believe that peace plays a very important role in our entire life, and you cannot hide the fact that peace is a hidden needle which connects people one way or another, or known as the word relationship. As a matter of fact, I joined the Global Youth Challenge this year to share my opinion about world peace. Have you ever realized that very small details can lead to really big results? Exactly. I'm going to share my opinions about how can people have better relationship with each other can lead to world peace. I also made an animation video about this topic. I hope you guys can see it and hopefully it will be useful for your daily life.
Right, so her video is only 45 seconds. It does not need to be long. Basically, she said, you know, my name is, you know, I'm a student. What else did she say? My topic is this. I made an animation video.
Better relationship with each other can lead to world peace. I also made an animation video about this topic.
Right, so you can say, you know, I wrote an essay about this topic. I made an art piece about this topic. Let's see. Yeah, so for her, I think she could go a bit longer. She could probably get to 1 minute. If you need a little bit more time because maybe you made an art piece or something, that's okay too. You can talk a little bit about your art piece too. Zainab, did you have a question?
Yeah, is it okay if we have an essay and a short story?
Yeah, for sure. So you can have the short story and then the essay could describe your short story more, like explain it more.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Hey, pretty good
Sorry,
timing.
sir.
Yes, Zohur.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to say, is the topic about economy and business?
It's about AI, artificial intelligence. And you can pick an area that AI affects. So it could be business if you want, but it could be other things too, like science or language or arts or health. You pick.
Shall I choose?
That's right, you choose.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, well, let's do the questions now, Q&A. Derek, did you have a question?
Oh, yes. Is it possible if you send us like the PowerPoint? Is that possible?
I think it should be fine. I think you also get the recording, right, Anton?
Oh, okay, okay. And
Yeah,
and
because the session has been recorded, so we will keep you updated on the video, so you can watch it again from the beginning to the end.
So Derek, is there any particular slides you want to see again? I could just send it to you in the chat.
Is it okay if you like send the all of the slides?
So Anton, are we able to share the whole? I could just send you this PPT. You could share it to the workshop participants, maybe.
So this is the property of Mr. Alex Chang, so it's up to him.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
I just don't know how to share with them. How do I share with them?
So I think they should get your email if they ask for it.
Okay, sure. You can email me. If you want this PPT, you can email me and I can reply you. So I'll put my email in the chat. All right, there's my email. So you can just email me and request the PPT and I can send it to you. Great. Any other questions? All right. Not bad. Timing's not bad. I'm a little bit over. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to pass it off to Anton to do our ending closing remarks.
Good morning, everybody from Canada, and evening from somewhere around the world. Thank you for coming to the first masterclass training section. I hope you enjoyed the section offered by Mr. Alex Chang, our great teachers. So he has a lot of experience in teaching and in leading the classes like this. So we have been 3 years now in the Global Youth Challenge. The first year, 2020, COVID-19. The second year, 2021, we have World Peace. And this year is our third year with the topic about AI and the human future. So you will be invited back on Saturday next week, the same time, the same Zoom ID for another section provided by Miss Deborah, our principal, about how to create a poster. So Deborah is an art teacher also. So she had a lot of experience to share with you how to make a good poster, a good video as well. So I just want to remind you that our registration deadline is extended to the 7th of February. That means now you can still have time to invite your friends and even your relative to participate in the competition as volunteer and also as the competitor. So for the competitor, you should remember you need to register with your email address and your real name, and you will receive an automatic email from the Global Youth Challenge inviting you to the competition. Always remember you will submit an essay or an artwork and a video introducing yourself. So Mr. Alex Chang already guided you how to make a good self-introduction video, right? Within 1 minute or even 1 minute and 30 seconds should be fine. But it should be clear, it should be concise so that we know who you are, what your topic is about, okay? The submission deadline is also extended to the 15th of February. So it will be 3 weeks away. You have a lot of time to submit your work, and don't worry if the deadline is not arrived yet, because if you submit it and then you change your mind, you can say, I want to polish, I want to change a little bit, I want to improve my submission, it should be fine as long as it's before the deadline. Okay, so don't worry, you have a lot of time. And believe me, if you submit a little bit earlier, and I will be reviewing a little bit, and if I have some suggestion, I will get back to you and with some of my ideas so that you can improve your submission. Okay, the deadline is the 15th of February. So thank you, and we hope to see you back on Saturday next week, the same time, 8:30 in Toronto time, and at different time zones. You can shut it out. Thank you, Mr. Alex Chen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning.
All right, thank you, Anton. So Anton has worked really, really hard to organize the Global Youth Challenge. He spent so much time on this, so let's all give him a short clap to thank him for his efforts. And I want to thank all of you for coming here on your weekend, right, to learn and to participate in this Global Youth Challenge. I give you guys a big thumbs up. And you know, wherever you are, if you're in America, have a good rest of your day. And if you're in Asia, have a good rest of your night. If you're somewhere else, have a good rest of your afternoon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Have a nice
Do you mind if I
evening.
ask one more question?
Yes, Zainab, sure.
Okay, so on the website, like I'm a little confused because on the website, it's like the deadline for each their submission is January 31st. And then my teacher is like, no, you have to submit it January 27th. So I'm super like confused.
No, it has been updated. If you check back at the website, it has been updated, extended to the 15th of February for submission.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Have a
Thian.
good day.
You too.
Thanks.